everybody, how's it going? I know my hair looks crazy. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Also, I'm surrounded by boxes and stuff because Nigel and I are currently packing. We are getting ready to move to Ohio from Georgia, and I wanted to take a moment to kind of explain what's going on with that, because it's also kind of an explanation of why I have been kind of distant lately, and it's because there's just a ton of stuff going on. I know I always say that, but lately it's been really insane. So I think I'll just start there. My dad has liver cancer, and this is the second time that he's dealt with it. He's been treated with radiation twice. He's going to the Cleveland Clinic for it. But this time around, you know, they had to actually put him on chemo because it's not responding to just the radiation and surgery alone. And so it's become abundantly obvious that I need to be closer to him. I'm too far away. If something were to happen to him, I am not comfortable being 600 miles away. So that's why my husband and I are both uprooting everything, packing everything, and moving back to Ohio, back to my hometown, which will be an interesting journey, but it's wild. I've been in Athens, or, you know, an area near Athens. Like, I've been in the greater Athens, Clark County area, shall we say, for over 11 years at this point. So it's going to be really wild going back home and, you know, seeing how things have changed. But my hope is that once things settle down, I'll be able to create a studio in the home and start making content on a more regular basis again, because I actually miss doing it. I know I've said that many, many times, but it never ceases to be true. But it's just, it's a lot that's going on. So we've been dealing with that with my dad, and uprooting the business, moving all that stuff around has been very, very labor intensive. And then, of course, just moving ourselves and our kitties and all that stuff is going to be quite an effort. So your thoughts and prayers are very appreciated. Good vibes in general are very appreciated as we pursue this move and try to get things settled. One thing I will say about the new place, I bought my first home. So, you know, that's a lifelong dream. I've always wanted to own my own home and could never actually afford it. So this is something that I'm very grateful to you and to my employer IDC and to HairKittyKitty as well for all the stars aligning to allow this to happen. And frankly, the housing prices in Ohio are quite good. So I'm glad that has helped. And then the good news is that this house has like a really big extra detached garage that I plan to convert into a she shed that will become the studio, where I may put together like a showroom where I can actually showcase on my pretty bespoke mannequin heads, because I still have all of that stuff, what the different styles look like and stuff like that. So that way, hopefully their creepy heads can be in the background while I'm making content or something like that. That is at least the long-term plan. Trying to think of what else is going on that front. I think that's about it. My hair is really long, so I might as well show you that because it's all frizzy. Like, so you could probably tell I would never go out in public like this. Nature's mullet. It's like bald in the front and party in the back. At this point, I just keep growing it out of sheer curiosity, but don't get it twisted. It is brittle, hormonal, dry. It's not cute. It's just more of a passion project at this point. I've gotten kind of attached to it as that, you know, I don't know if that sounds nuts or not, because it's not cute, but it's like I grew it myself and I'm reluctant to hack it off. So I know at some point I'm going to get sick of it, and definitely sick of every time I touch it, chunks of it falling out. But, you know, that time hasn't come yet. I'm still kind of curious to see what will happen. And it looks really cute when I first get out of the shower because it's all curly but it doesn't stay that way for long. And every time I take out my hair tie, it's just got tons of my hair coming out with it. So that's an adventure. It doesn't really get me down like it used to when I was younger, because I mean, how long have I been losing my hair now? Since I was 17, and I'm in my mid-40s. So at this stage, I'm pretty used to it. But I don't think it ever stops being kind of jarring to have so much of it fall out in such weird ways. You know, the struggle is real. Then the other thing I've got going on is my workload at IDC has been unrelenting. I'm not gonna dog on my employer because they made this buying a house journey possible. But I think that it is worth noting that up until very recently, the workload was just indescribably intense, and I actually started to push back on it a little bit. And I know that that was risky, particularly while I was in the middle of buying a house, but luckily I'm good at this. Knock on stuff. Yeah, knock on plastic, whatever. Here, this is wood, right? Ugh, the boxes are made of wood. You know, I'm good at this, so I don't really feel like I'm at risk, but I had to tell them this is not sustainable. I'm gonna burn out and then want to run for the hills because I need to do stuff with my business and I need to be able to make content that isn't related to, you know, talking about digital commerce software at some point. Because that was part of the arrangement when I got the job, was that they were going to allow me to continue to do this with HairKittyKitty and CysterWigs. And, you know, yeah, it's one thing to say that I can do it, but if they don't give me the bandwidth or the time to do it because they feel entitled to every single moment of every single waking hour of the day, and even while I'm sleeping, that's not going to be sustainable long term. And so I began to repeat like a mantra, you know, there are only 24 hours in a day. I need at least 6 for sleep. It just rolls off the tongue, but it's true. And, you know, it was kind of nuts for a while there because I had to actually start voluntarily tracking my time and basically sending detailed reports of what I was doing all day and how intense it was for them to finally go, oh, I guess this is a lot. It is a lot. So I'll leave it at that. But luckily, I think that we may be turning the corner on that one. And then... I mean, and just to put it out there, part of the reason why it got so intense is because I'm good at this. I mean, when I say I'm good at this, it might sound like a humble brag, but it comes with problems if you're in a position that is not inherently scalable, right? Because then you just get more work in response to you being good and not more help to help deal with that. And that was the problem that I was running up against. So on one hand, it was like, good job, Heather. But I didn't get a cookie. Instead of a cookie, it was just like, here's more work. I guess that's why I'm wearing my Agrisuko shirt today. Anyway, then after that, what else is going on? Oh, I am still working on revisions to the website. We ran into some hiccups with the developer that I hired to help with this because, as I just mentioned, I mean, I've got to deal with my dad's stuff, the house I just bought stuff, the moving stuff, work stuff. And because of all this stuff going on at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to just, you know, call for help. And so I got a developer involved to help with building a new version of the website front end. So that way it's a little bit brighter, cheerier, easier to navigate. And that person broke the theme that I was working in. And luckily they were able to fix some of that stuff. But it definitely set the timeline behind for rolling out the new version of the website. But just know I am still doing that. Like, on top of all this other stuff, I am still working on that as well. So hopefully we will be able to get that up and running by Black Friday. Okay. I think when I get to the new house, one of the first things I'd like to do is maybe make a video update about my weight loss, because I've had some folks ask about that. If you are interested in that, let me know, because I would very much like to fill you in. I've been taking Ozembic over the last month, and I don't really feel like it's led to a dramatic weight loss, but I do have some thoughts on it, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Bad right away is that it irritates the hell out of my sleeve, but my hope is that that will go away after my body gets kind of used to it. So I'm still trying to grin and bear it until I get through like the initial, like maybe six weeks of it. But I did lose quite a bit of weight just due to inflammation going down. I don't know if I've actually lost a ton in weight because, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't really eating that much to begin with. And I haven't been eating that much since I had my weight loss surgery. Hence why I had the surgery in 2017. So it's been almost 6 years, and I have maintained a 90-pound plus weight loss. You know, I mean, my arms have had the bingo wings forever, so don't use those as an indication of how much weight I have or have not kept off. I'll kind of sit up for a second so you can kind of see. I mean, I'm still, you know, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. I mean, got a little bit of the muffin top here, but compared to being almost 300 pounds, I will take that. I consider that a huge win, even though, you know, I'm not a skinny mini. I was never really aiming for that. I wanted to be like fit thick, you know what I mean? So maybe I just need to exercise more and then that problem will correct itself. But I hope to try to make more content related to that because folks keep leaving me comments about how they wish that I would talk more about my weight loss journey. And just know that journey did not end. I'm still working on it. And that's why I'm trying to do stuff with the Ozembic, even though, honestly, I haven't really seen that much of a difference. We'll see how it goes. But it has helped quite a bit with the cravings, and it has helped with the inflammation. And I can make another video about that if you're at all curious, because there is quite a bit to compare and contrast when it comes to how the sleeve affects you physically and mentally, and how these weight loss injections affect you physically and mentally. And I can talk about that all day long because I'm the kind of person that sits there and ruminates over that stuff. So before I end, I just want to ask you how you're doing. It's been a hot minute since I've talked to you, but I hope that you are doing well. I hope that if your life is as busy as mine or even busier, oh my God, I hope that you are doing okay. I hope that you have time to take a breath and enjoy, you know, some coffee or a glass of wine with friends and family. And hopefully we will see each other on the other side of all of this crazy, crazy stuff that's in motion, to be able to talk about hair and weight and fun stuff again, hopefully soon, like before Black Friday. That's the goal, to get the website launched and to get at least a little bit of a set, even if it's not my final set, if it doesn't take on its ultimate form, but it's like a set where I can have better lighting than this and can talk to you without boxes behind me. I think that would be a win for me, for at least for now. But until then, I hope that you have a wonderful afternoon, and I look forward to talking to you again when I hit Ohio. Bye, everybody.